James, welcome to Capacity TV.
Thank you for the opportunity.
What developments has WIOCC experienced since Capacity Africa 2011?
WIOCC has made significant investments in two cables, that's the WACS cable and the EIG, since we last met. And this therefore gives WIOCC the opportunity of not only covering the East Coast, we are now able to cover the West Coast and what we call Arab Africa or the North Africa. So the whole of Africa is now covered by a service provided by WIOCC.
And how has increased connectivity into West Africa aided operations?
Increased capacity over Africa has been good for Africa because we are now able to give a diverse solution to our shareholders and our customers. Basically, we'll be able to give an East and a West Coast solution and give them connectivity on the AIG, European Union Gateway. This capacity is then made available into Africa, and by bringing more capacity available into Africa, we have been able to drive down the prices. And
from an outsider looking in, which countries do you see as developing on the west coast of Africa more quickly than others?
I must say the internet and broadband and fibre has been available on the west coast earlier than the east coast. And so there are countries like Nigeria and Ghana who have had access to fibre much earlier, and those are markets which are booming. I do see with the coming in of WACS, and it has a lot of capacity available. It's going to be able to open up new markets like Angola, which have previously not been connected to the net. DRC, for example. All those are opportunity markets that we see on the West Coast. So I think in all for Africa, it's a very good thing that both the East and the West Coast is now covered and capacity has been made available. Bringing this capacity into the consumer, that's where the work is now, and driving content for driving up uptake.
And do you think content is one of the biggest services that will see a bigger uptake and also a bigger investment in Africa?
Yes, content is going to be the biggest service in the future because fine, we have built, if you may call it, the pipe or the road of bringing all this access into Africa. But now we have got to develop local content, and we've got to bring in external content. And once you have a fuse, you'll be able to generate local uptake and generation of local content, which will then be brought out. And then that opens the whole market. Look at content, and content is virtually anything. It's educational, it's social, e-money type products, and all this is going to drive the economy in Africa.
WIOCC defines itself as a carrier's carrier. Could you tell our audience what that means?
A carrier's carrier is very much a specialized type of enterprise which focuses on bringing capacity to specific type of customers, to telcos, ISPs, depending on the licensing regime in every specific market. So we don't play in the space of our customers being our shareholders and our non-shareholder customers prefer to remain at the level that we are dealing at a wholesale level only. It then enables everybody to have a space and move within that space. It enables us to concentrate on our key remit, which is providing satisfactory services to all our customers.
And do you find the shareholders and operators invested in WIOCC still as committed as they were when it first launched?
In fact, it's grown over time. When fibre first came on the East Coast, it was a new concept. But over time, they have matured and appreciated the value that it brings into their business. And you can see that by the uptake of 3G networks. There are a lot of uptake of 3G networks across Africa now. Terrestrial builds are happening, local terrestrial builds. And the interest in the internet driving the economies in this country is there. So it is very positive.
James, thanks for your time.
Okay, thank you very much.